This next project was a really fun one where I ended up using silver silverware. This is just plastic silverware from the dollar store along with a 12-inch circle base, and I went ahead and I broke all of my spoons more towards the actual round part of the spoon. That way we had a longer handle section which we could actually glue onto the outside back of the mirror. So what I went ahead and I did was I started by gluing these on and kind of evenly spacing them around the outside exterior, and this is what we ended up having from the back side. And then what I next did was I went ahead and I added the spoon portion as well. This is just going to add a little bit more dimension and detail to the piece, and that's just really an inexpensive and structural way on how to elevate any basic mirror. Back into the wall decor and also back into the macrame, we are going to be starting off with a 12 and 14-inch ring for this project, and then I'm going to go ahead and cut out 2-yard pieces of string, which I'm going to then just slip knot onto the top of our 2 rings. You're going to want to have 2 of them to start. Simply cross them over as shown here and do a simple half hitch knot to secure it to the bottom left side and bottom right side of the original knot. So all you have to do for this is just wrap it around once as shown, wrap it around one more time, and then just pull your tail right through that loop that it creates, and that is your half hitch knot. And from here on out, it is pretty repetitive. You're just going to go ahead and apply another slip knot on top, wrap it underneath, and then go ahead to the opposite side and do a simple slip knot to attach it on there. This might be a particular project that you want to watch the full video on because it's a little bit challenging for me to cut all of this into a little 1-minute section for you guys. But once you have all of your knots attached, it kind of creates this really interesting woven pattern in the middle, and you have all of these little tails here, which I then went ahead and did a blunt chop on at the bottom just to finish it off. On the top back side, I added a little loop that I could hang this up on the wall with, and that finished off this wall decor project. I really like this one, and you guys also have recreated it so many times. Next, we are heading into some of the aesthetic DIYs that I've done on my channel. I absolutely love creating aesthetic DIY projects for you guys, and I do full videos where I take really trendy pieces and kind of turn them into DIY forms. So the first thing that I'm going to be doing is just rolling out a piece of clay into the shape of a face. I also went ahead and kind of pinched the edges upwards just to kind of give it a little bit of a lip on the edge, and then I rolled out these thin tubes of clay that I used to kind of decorate the face. So I went ahead and created this abstract eye shape that transcended down into a nose, added a couple of eyelashes, and of course we had to add a mouth as well. Once that was fully shaped and kind of in position, I went ahead and baked it in the oven for about 25 minutes or until it was nice and solid. I remember seeing these wreath forms at the Dollar Tree all the time, and I never knew what to do with them, but I always knew I wanted to create something with a wreath form. So I went ahead and I grabbed this really thin gauge artistic wire, and I started off by just wrapping it all the way around the entire exterior of this wreath form. So I just kind of cut off sections and wrapped it as I went, just kind of going around the front side and the back side pretty close together, and occasionally also wrapping it around our middle strand or the top strand to kind of just add a little bit more detail and make the wire not look super uniform. So every now and then I would kind of just wrap it around the middle, or I'd wrap it around the top, and it just added a little bit more interest to the piece. So I went ahead and finished the entire round of this piece, and then I went ahead and grabbed some masking tape, and I kind of just placed it randomly every couple of inches around the frame there, and I went in with my gold spray paint thinking that once I removed it, it would be such a cool mixed metal design, and I just honestly didn't like it that much. So I actually went back with white spray paint and spray painted the full piece white, and finished it off with some brass gilding paint around the entire outside edge and also the inner rim, and that finishes off your new picture frame. I actually used this tray earlier in a project, which was that mirror. It is the Stockholm 2017 tray, and I used some of these hairpin legs that I found on Amazon. So all you're going to need in addition to this is some strong bond adhesive. So I actually flipped this tray over, and I'm going to use it as the tabletop for our little table that we're creating. This is going to be kind of like a little side table, and I suggest using E6000 to adhere this leg to the bottom, and also go back in and add E6000 into all of those holes at a generous amount. That way once it's dry, it almost acts as a nail, and that really finishes off this project. Super simple and easy side table recreation.